But this is really important that we talk about something that happened in Dallas yesterday.
It's actually on the 2nd, so it was 6 days ago. But it doesn't lessen the severity of this. They're praising a canine dog because a canine dog hit on some luggage, on a passenger's luggage at Dallas Love Field. The dog, they even named the dog Valentine, alerted on an individual checked suitcase. It turns out, get this. It turns out that the suitcase belonged to a 25-year-old woman from Chicago who was carrying $106,829 on her, and that's illegal.
We took it from her,
as you know. In the United States, it's illegal to carry cash.
No, it's not.
No, it's really.
And so they took it.
No, it's not.
So they took it, but she got it back.
No, she did not get it back.
Well, they charged her.
No, they didn't charge her with anything.
No, but they suspected.
They don't even suspect any. At least as far as the article is concerned, they don't even mention suspicion here. There's no allegation. There's no charge. There's no suspicion. A dog hit. They took. That's it.
That's insanity.
Such
especially
insanity.
If you have $100,000, I can guarantee there's some $20 bills in there that smell to a dog very much like cocaine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Can I play the role here, though?
Yeah.
Well, why was she carrying $106,000 through an airport?
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Very good point.
No, that doesn't. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
No, that doesn't.
No.
That makes no never mind.
Yeah, but what was she carrying that money for?
I don't know.
Probably
and it doesn't matter.
something nefarious.
Could be, but we don't know, so they shouldn't have taken it. No.
But the dog knew.
The dog knew.
You hear this all the time. Serial killers, the neighbors will always say, I didn't see anything, but my dog
smelled it.
Yeah. My dog knew. Every time he'd walk by, he'd bark. We should have taken all of the things that he had in his house. Should have done it.
Bees know and dogs know.
Dogs know.
And so they arrest. They didn't arrest her. She's not been charged. And again, there's not even an allegation
or
listed.
wherever she was going. Have a good time.
Right,
we don't.
Right.
I mean, this
we
is
got
a little
your money
blip.
Now, see ya.
This is a little blip in the road. Go have a good time.
There's another story too in Massachusetts, where a woman lost her car. It was her son, her kid's car,
and this was
suspected of drug. He was suspected of something.
Was suspected of being
5 years
used
ago, right?
By someone who was suspected in dealing in drugs.
Now, that was not proven.
Yeah.
The car was taken on March 4th, 2015. We can all celebrate. She got it back this year.
That's right.
Yeah. Wow. That's great.
She had
it
to
only
fight
took her 5 years.
Yeah,
that's not bad.
She had to fight for it in court, and she said afterwards, the Massachusetts law allows innocent owners to seek the return of their assets unless they knew or should have known that such conveyance or real property was used in and for the business of unlawfully manufacturing, dispensing, or distributing controlled substances. But like the federal government and most states, Massachusetts requires the owners to prove their innocence. So she had to prove her inness, and she did. And it only took her 5.5 years. And she is. She's great.
How are they getting away with this?
I know.
Over and over and over and over.
Because it doesn't affect most people. And most people will say, why was she carrying $100,000 around for?
Right.
Yeah. No, and
that's true.
Look, that is an odd thing to do through an airport. So what?
So what?
So
yeah,
what?
Right.
She gets to do whatever she wants with her money as long as they don't prove a case against her. This case with the car, luckily the Goldwater Institute got involved in this. It's the only reason that she got her car back.
Get the number of the Goldwater Institute and write it down and put it in your wallet, because someday you may need the Goldwater Institute.
No kidding. In the motion they say Massachusetts does not provide any deadline from which the Commonwealth is required to initiate forfeiture proceedings.
That's unbelievable.
So they could just hold on to it forever and never have the proceeding at all. And think about a car for a second. You have a 2015 car, and you don't have it until 2021. Number one, you have to pay for 6 years of transportation. After you've already purchased a car, you have to figure out how to get yourself around for 6 years. Then you get the car back, which is now 6 years older. What happens when a car ages 6 years? And it's not even being driven.
It's a classic.
It's now an antique.
It's a classic.
The value of the car goes down. It was an Infiniti. It's now a 2011 Infiniti in 2021. Now, Luckily, because of supply chain issues, it may be worth $500,000 right now. So good luck.
Here's what Elon Musk said yesterday, and this is absolutely right. He was talking about another subject, but this one goes right to asset forfeiture. Elon Musk, quote, "It doesn't make sense to take the job of capital allocation away from the people with a demonstrated great skill in capital allocation and give it to an entity that has demonstrated very poor skill in capital allocation. Think of the government as essentially a corporation to the extreme limit. The government is simply the biggest corporation with a monopoly on violence and where you have no recourse."
Amen.
It's true.
Yep. Amen.
Yep.
This is why you have small government.